Good morning, students. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. I have a few friends to show you. I recently swung by the Union Gap School and I had to go into my classroom, so I grabbed a couple friends to join us today. One of our friends, if we remember, is Mr. Lucky. Mr. Lucky. He's my little bear that I've had for years since I was a kid. So Mr. Lucky will join us back here. And another friend. Oh, this is my friend Moby. Here. Let's see if Moby wants to come play. Oh, here's my dog. This is Moby. Say hi, Moby. Hi, hi. Come, bud. You gonna hang out with us today? Yeah, Moby likes that I'm home a lot now. And one more friend. I brought home the Cat in the Hat, who's been at my door. Ooh. Oh, Moby thinks he's a toy, so I'll have to make sure Moby doesn't chew on him. No, not a toy for you. Let's see if we can get the Cat in the Hat to hang out with us. All right, my friends. So this morning, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read a story for you, a fairy tale. All you have to do is really just listen to the story and think about what makes the story a fairy tale. Now, after I read this story, we're gonna go over some vocabulary words for the week. After we go over those vocabulary words, what you'll be able to do is using your packet, you'll be able to complete the worksheet with those 8 new vocabulary words. But before we get there, we need to explore what is a fairy tale. All right, so our genre today is a fairy tale. Now, one thing we do know is that fairy tales, let's write this down, fairy tales include magical or mythical creatures or characters. So maybe I could draw, let's see, maybe I'll draw a wizard with his wizard hat. Or maybe we can have a dragon. Let's see if I could go thinner here. Let's see. It's the best dragon ever. Something like that. A mean dragon. And of course the dragon has to be blowing fire. Remember, a setting is where does the story take place. Settings. The setting is often as, and you'll see this at the beginning of a story, you'll maybe hear long ago. Or you'll maybe hear far away. The one last characteristic of a fairy tale is that they sometimes teach a lesson. So for lesson, we could think of, let's see, maybe like a light bulb, because you learn something. Ding, 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 ding. And of course, I think let's see, get a little black nibble right there. So teach a lesson. We learn a light bulb. So remember, our genre is a fairy tale this week. And to know about fairy tales, our characteristics are fairy tales include magical or mythical characters, such as wizards, dragons. The setting is often as long ago or far away. And fairy tales sometimes teach a lesson. So moving forward, here is the fairy tale I'm going to read to you. All you need to do is listen. So this fairy tale is called Way and the Golden Goose. Long ago, there were 3 brothers who cut and sold wood to provide food for their family. One day, Shen, the eldest brother, went to work in the woods with his rice cake and tea. A tiny gray-haired man stepped out of the brush. He asked if he might share the boy's food. I only have enough for myself. Shen gobbled up the food and continued walking. But soon he stubbed his toe and had to go home with no wood to sell. Fang, the second brother, took Shen's place. He walked into the woods with his rice cake and tea. The same tiny man stepped into his path and asked to share the boy's food. No, it's all mine, said Fang. He swallowed the rice cake in one bite and drank the tea. Fang went on his way, but soon tripped over a thorny bush. He had to go home with no wood to sell. Wei was the third brother, and even though he was small, he took Fang's place to go cut wood. Into the woods he walked, with his rice cake and tea. The tiny gray-haired man stepped into his path and asked to share the boy's food. "Of course," said Wei. "You have been a kind man," said the little man. Then he pointed to a tree. "Shake this tree and you'll find a surprise." Wei shook the tree, and soon a golden goose landed at his feet. "Sell the golden feathers at the inn and you'll be rich for life," said the little man, who then disappeared. Wei took the golden goose to the inn. When the innkeeper's daughter saw it, she reached out to touch its feathers and stuck tight to the goose. Her sister tried to pull her away, but found she was stuck to her sister. The goose squawked and sisters howled. Just then, the king and his daughter rode by. They saw the goose and the two sisters running in circles, squawking and howling. The king's daughter laughed and laughed. "Whoever is responsible for making my daughter laugh is my friend for life," said the king. From that day on, Wei and his family always had enough to eat and never had to cut wood again. What do you think the lesson was that the brothers learned? I think the two older brothers learned that they were greedy and they didn't help the old man. But then Wei decided to share his food with the old man. In return, the old man showed him that tree. He was able to get that goose. And then with that goose, Wei was able to then become friends for life with the king. So everything worked out for Wei because he shared what he had with somebody who had less than him. Our first word, my friends, and this may be review, is admit. So say that word with me. Admit. Let's put it together. Admit. Let's say it 3 times. Admit, admit, admit. When you admit something, you confess. So let's look at this picture that demonstrates the word admit. The boy got dirt all over his mom's clean sheets. He had to admit that he did it and apologize to his mom. So again, say that word for me. Nicely done. Our next word, my friends, is barter. Let's say this word together. Barter. Barter. When you barter, you trade things for other things without using money. So let's look at this picture that demonstrates the word barter. So we notice that these girls are doing something. It almost looks like they're trading something, but without money. So the girls like to barter or trade parts of their lunches with each other. In this picture, they are bartering parts of their lunches. Does that sound like something maybe some of you do at lunch? So again, let's say this word 3 times. Barter, barter, barter. Nicely done. Our third word is considered, or say considered. Considered. If you considered something, you thought about it carefully before making a decision. So let's look at this picture. This girl considered which tomato to buy and had to think hard about it. Sometimes in the morning, I have to consider, what do I want to eat for breakfast? And I have to think very hard. Do I want waffles? Do I want toast? Do I want bacon? I have to consider my options. So after she considered how each one looked, she finally chose one. So let's say this again 3 times. Considered, considered, considered. Our fourth word. You make these in art. You make a creation. I would say creation. Creation. A creation is something you make. So in this picture, this girl seems to have made a creation by drawing an animal. She made it in art class, made with Miss Torado. Everyone loves her artistic creation. So let's say that 3 times. Creation, creation, creation. Excellent. Okay, our next word is Magnificent. Oh. Let's hear it. Everyone say magnificent. Let's hear it one more time. Magnificent. Something that is magnificent is very beautiful and grand. So looking at this picture, canyons are huge, beautiful places. This looks like an amazing, magnificent place to be. So let's say it 3 times. Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent. Okay, our next word, if maybe you don't barter, maybe you make a payment. Ever say payment? Payment. The woman in this picture is giving a payment for the vase. She is buying it from someone, so she is giving money as payment. We usually give money as payment for things we buy. So this morning I went and acquired a coffee. So I made a payment for my coffee. Let's say this 3 times. Payment, payment, payment. Our last word. Oh, these awesome little mountain goats. This word, everyone say reluctantly. Let's try this one. Reluctantly. Reluctantly. To do something reluctantly is to do something unwillingly, meaning you do not want to do it. Maybe your parents ask you to clean your room, and you reluctantly have to clean your room. You go, I don't want to clean my room. I have video games and things to do. So I have to reluctantly clean my room. These goats are reluctantly stepping down the path. They don't look like they want to go down this path. So say this 3 times. Reluctantly, reluctantly, reluctantly. Excellent. So let's review what we just did in this video. First, I read to you a fairy tale called Way and the Golden Goose, and we discussed what a fairy tale actually is. How do we know a story is a fairy tale? Then I introduced new words to you, 7 new words actually, 7 new academic vocabulary words. So your task now is to complete the first part in your packet using these vocabulary words. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to message me on Dojo. I'm around all day today. Okay, so with that, I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.